Space News, 29, June 24, 2024. Hello again. Thank you for being here with me once more. I hope you are very well today. I am Marie. This information can be seen as science fiction, or as the viewer sees best, and I post it for entertainment purposes only. Still, I take my information very seriously, and for whoever has eyes to see. The first piece of news for today. Nearly 900 cadets are being trained in Earth languages and computer management, as well as in exopolitics and how to interact with humans, for the upcoming Project Second Contact, which will start later this year. The exact date is not known yet, but it will start most probably somewhere around October or November. Each cadet on board the starships, SS Alcyone and SS Asterope, chooses the language they like best, and that language will determine the geographical area they will be working in, while online. All the cadets are making good progress, and the spirits are high, so the new Second Contact project is rolling out well, and on schedule. For the next piece of news, Queen Alanim is stable and in her wet medical pod, and is expected to fully recover, but other than this good news, there isn't much more I can inform you on this subject. Next piece of news, Captain Goriel of the Starship Alcyone and his team are ready to attend the Galactic Federation meetings, which will start on Saturday 29 of June, 2024, in representation of the Taygetan people, Queen Alanim, and myself. As I have stated in older Space News videos, those meetings fully organized by the Galactic Federation are meant to explain Earth's situation to all the star races currently in orbit. They are supposed to be to disclose the reasons why Earth must be kept isolated and in a highly controlled self-sustained false reality matrix. Although we all know that they are going to try to justify everything that they are doing with Earth, and why they are being so permissive with the clearly regressive forces there, we see the mere fact that the Galactic Federation is organizing those meetings as something positive, because they are trying to contain the awakening of countless stellar races to the simple fact that something is very wrong with what is happening on Earth. As I explained in my previous video, words are loaded with extensive or expanded meanings we may inadvertently validate while we use them. I wanted to clarify this because of what I want to say next, so understand it in a religious context if you want, or only see those specific words I will use as expressions to describe evil. We clearly see that Earth, as an existential realm, is highly satanic. Everything there has something to do with lower astral entities, and with satisfying their needs and wants, and most of those there are demons, or entities that work for demons. Everything there is false, or backwards. What is valuable, like all life, is not important there, and what is irrelevant is highly appreciated. Even worse nowadays, where ethical and social values are completely upside down. People are forced into inadvertently or knowingly participating in all kinds of demonic rituals and sacrifices, with this going against their most basic rights as sentient beings and as souls. It is a place where lies are used all the time for population mind control, and where truth is attacked, censored, and shamed all the time, to the point where it is impossible to know what is true and what is not. But I dare say that 99% of what you are told it is false, and imposed on you only to further one or another satanic agenda. The realm is demonic, because it is those lower astral entities who control society, and its values and ethics. There is no excuse the Galactic Federation can give for that. I guess we will know what they have to say about all this, but I bet it will only be another series of lame excuses. This is also why we say that only the toughest star seeds dare go in there, incarnating or however, and are so powerful that many of you are even thriving. I know most of you are not, but your toughness is highly respected, and you are there for a reason, and it is to stop all those injustices one little step at a time. In the next piece of news, a high-intensity cyclone has hit Toleka Island and Toleka City directly during the past 4 days, leaving 54 destroyed private homes, most of which were next to the beach, although 14 of them were destroyed by landslides associated with the heavy rains. Countless trees have fallen all over the city, causing damage to houses, buildings, and vehicles and blocking ground transit. The high-speed maglev trains have stopped operation because of heavy damage to their infrastructure, mainly to their rails, which are enclosed on transparent tubes the trains go through, and which have also been damaged or destroyed, particularly in the stretch of track and transparent tubing that goes through the palm tree forest, south of Toleka City, next to the beach. The transparent roof at the center of the dome above the High Council's building has collapsed into the reception hall below, and its beautiful gardens have been destroyed. South of the city, several large buildings and warehouses of the shipyards where starships are being built, and the starport itself were damaged, not only because of the strong hurricane-grade winds, but also because the large Toleka River over-flooded, swamping the starport next to it. Operations were halted until only a few hours ago, when space traffic started to work again, but with limited capacity. Over 1,000 people had to be moved away from the most dangerous areas, next to the coastline. Taygeta SAR, Search and Rescue, was hard-pressed to assist the population. One person nearly drowned when he was dragged by the current and into the sea, but was rescued on time. As far as I know, and while I write these words, fortunately, there are no fatalities reported in Temmer. Everyone is believed to be safe. Right before the cyclone, I was assisting in the construction of a new social interaction building, which is basically a mall as you know them, and using human words. I was assisting only with my opinion because as acting queen I was expected to do so. The mall was nearly finished, but there was a discrepancy of opinions about the central roof, because the Temmerian equivalent of architects wanted a transparent one, and I strongly suggested placing there a solid one, because a transparent roof would cause the mall to become one giant hot greenhouse. Remember, Toleka City is next to the coastline and the climate is tropical. Of course, the architects went their own way and placed a transparent roof there, and only 2 days later, the mall was so hot it was way hotter than outside directly in the sun, so hot it was unusable inside, because it was overtasking the climate control systems which were insufficient to stop the heat surge. The interior of the mall was described to be like under a magnifying glass. So the architects, who I don't know where they studied that profession, removed the transparent roof to install the solid one I had initially suggested. But once removed and right before installing the new solid one, the cyclone hit Toleka City with full force, and as the mall had no roof, it flooded inside, destroying much of its ready-made infrastructure, delaying the delivery date several more weeks. On the other hand, several large buildings, some of them quite tall, survived the cyclone with little to no damage, even though many of them faced the coastline directly. The recovery and reconstruction of the damaged parts of the city have already begun, and the High Council has asked for help from the councils of the neighboring islands, who will assist. Temmer is considered and classified as a super-inhabitable planet, which means that it is more suitable for human Lyrian life. Its atmosphere is healthier, its gravity is softer at only 0.8 of what it is on Earth, its climate is stable and dependable, and it is also geologically very stable. It is a tropical planet of which over 90% is covered with water, leaving it without large continents, and only with a dispersed array of countless islands, big and small, all of which dot its surface. Yet, planet Temmer, which is the one closest to the Sun Taygeta, or 19 Tau as it is classified, is not without its temper. It is as alive and dynamic as any other planet is. Yet strong hurricanes and cyclones are much rarer than on Earth, as they develop only about once every 3 Temmerian years, and usually don't go over a classification 2 of 5 as observed and measured with Earth storm standards. They usually occur around faraway islands, a long distance from the major coastline cities in Temmer, such as Toleka City, the Taygetan civilization's capital. The one which hit Toleka City head-on just a few hours ago would be easily classified as an F4 or an F5, maximum intensity storm. It developed fast, and only a few miles offshore to the east of Toleka City, in the middle of the warm turquoise ocean, and then moved west with full power, right where Toleka City is standing. The Taygetan civilization had full climate-altering technology, mostly meant to prevent this kind of disaster, but it is rarely used, and even less in Temmer as the planet is usually very calm. Space traffic control, which is the organisms that manage climate in Temmer, had no chance to start their systems, as the hurricane or cyclone developed very fast and moved with appalling speed. They were caught off guard also because it had been over 80 Temmerian years since the last time a hurricane hit Toleka City, and it had been over 3 years since the last one developed in the entire planet, a small one, probably an F1, and far from the coastline towns and cities. Unlike what happens on Earth, Taygetans don't modify the climate of their planets, leaving that technology only as a last resort to prevent tragedies, and as you can see, it is imperfect. Respect for everything that is sentient and alive is observed all the time in Taygetan society, and this goes especially for the planet itself as a being. But as I explained above, storms like this one are rare, especially in Temmer, which has a wonderful stable climate all year round. So people in general may slouch or relax too much with their measures against climate problems, because decades may pass with no significant strong weather event. Next piece of news. This next is an experimental section of this space news video, so please put on your thinking hat and read between the lines. There was once a faraway planet which is extremely close to you, which had many strange cross-shaped machines mowing through its atmosphere, that all the time filled the heavens with white cotton in a gaseous form. Then their star family came along and sent little spherical ships with no one inside, to see what that white cotton was made of. They studied an area above that planet which has the same name as one of Jupiter's moons, where they found lots of an agent, orange juice, not the fruit, similar to the one used in past fights in Asia, those known for using many green helicopters. They also found a lot of super pulverized material, which is the one most used in the construction of Earth flying machines, as well as something catalogued with the letters B and A, and the atomic number 56. They also found a large concentration of 33 and 94 in substantial amounts, as well as other numbers that like to shoot little particles like minuscule bullets all over the place, and that like to hit and damage poor Jean. The visitors concluded that it was to make the food not grow, because if the food grows, then we will have very large and tall food, and that means well-being, and that is not all right on that faraway planet where everything is backwards. You are smart. You will know what to do with what I just said. This will be all for today. As always, thank you for watching my video, and for liking, sharing, and subscribing for more. And I hope to see you here next time. With much love, your friend, Mari Swaruu.